What's your favorite summer tourist activity?
I love getting people to come into town because to be able to be a tourist in our city is amazing. Like, I love our city, and the reality is when you live here, you tend to not do it as much, right? So it's when you get people to come in town that you do these things. My hands down favorite is going to be the architectural boat ride.
God,
but
dang it.
I'm going to put a side note on it. At night. You can do it at night, and especially if you do it on a Wednesday or a Saturday.
You get the fireworks.
You get the fireworks at the end. So we did it. The last time we went, we took my mom down for her birthday. We had dinner downtown. We get on, and just to see the city on the architectural boat ride is just something that I love it. It's so much fun. It's so beautiful. Yeah. I think our city is just a beautiful place. And then at the end, they take you down to Navy Pier. You watch the fireworks, and it's just a fantastic way to show off our city.
Yeah.
So it's one of my absolute favorites. I'm sorry.
That is actually mine.
You want to take the daytime one?
Yeah. No. So dating apps, all those. So like,
no,
somebody was.
I don't know. I want to make it very clear for my husband. Yeah. I don't know any of the dating apps.
Well, so I'm on the dating apps, and a guy is in town, and I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing in town? Like, how long are you here? He's like, I'm here for an entire week, and I'm like, good. What recommendations do you want? And so that for me is really fun. So like,
certain. So what are the things that you recommend?
Well, he was like, what should I do? Like, what neighborhoods should I go to? And honestly, like, he was like, I want to go shop. Like, I want to take my friend shopping. He was in with a group.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, well, if you want to go shopping, I was like, go to Armitage Street. Like, do like,
all the shopping.
Like, don't go to Michigan Avenue. Michigan Avenue is fabulous, but
it's all big level commercial.
Big level commercial. You can,
no local.
You can get it anywhere.
I agree with that.
Go like to an Armitage. Go to Southport corridor, and then it was like, all right, well, if you're gonna go to Southport, go to like this new Itoko, or like that new restaurant that just opened up.
You're losing me on this.
All right, sorry. So I'm like, just like,
is it family friendly?
It is.
Yeah. Oh,
it's supposed to be. It's the people who do Momotaro downtown. They opened up a new one, and it's where the old bowling alley used to be, Southport Lanes.
Yeah.
So it's that building. There's two new restaurants in there. But it's supposed to be so good.
Yeah.
So I was like, go here. Like, and you just say, all right, well, if you're going to go to these neighborhoods, it's so fun to just say, all right, here's a little itinerary. I literally wrote an entire book for him in this like dating app. I never even, and at the end I was like,
did you go on a date with him?
I was like, actually, should we meet up though? But we ended up never doing it. So.
Got it. So on the one thing I'd say, because this reminds me, the one thing that I would not recommend, because I've got a little bit of a personal beef with right now, Segway tours. I've never done them.
Oh.
Have you?
Did you get hit?
No, but I have a beef, and I'm happy to go into my beef. But have you ever done them?
No, I've never done it.
So my beef is, right, we had NASCAR this summer, which people were very opinionated on how they thought it went. But he came out with a post or an article afterwards, very vehemently talking about the negative impact of NASCAR. And he took it to a very personal level on how he was saying, I get that parts of the city thrived, and I get how hotels and restaurants thrived, but he kind of took it back to, my business didn't thrive because of it, and I thought it just made things more difficult because the things that I tried to do were negative. And my thought process is that is a very selfish perspective on how that happened. Because you know what, right, wrong, whether you like NASCAR, whether you don't like NASCAR, whether you think it was a complete flop, or whether you think that it actually brought some good stuff to our city, it did bring people into our city, and they did spend a lot of money, right?
So I haven't ran the statistics on it. So I actually don't personally know.
Yeah.
I had friends who went, and
Mother Nature, unfortunately.
So I heard that the actual race was super cool.
Yeah, I heard that too.
I even had friends who took their boats down to the harbor.
Oh, that's awesome.
And just they were all you could see was the tops of the cars because of the barriers, but they were it was so cool.
Yeah.
And I had friends watch it online, and they talked up Chicago a lot, which is amazing.
So good for us.
So there are certain things that that were super positive that came out of it.
Yeah.
But I heard that they canceled the concerts.
Mother Nature, right?
Yeah.
It's hard.
And then my friends work in the hotel industry, and they're like, it was actually like Taylor Swift sold out way more hotels than
Taylor Swift sold out like 98% of the hotel rooms in all of Chicago. It was like a record-breaking number. NASCAR and Taylor Swift are probably on different thresholds.
They are. So
for
they're
sure.
like, I don't know if this is worth it. But actually, I think it's worth it because literally all
The attention in the streets.
I'm like, the streets are so nice now. I'm like, I used to like be so afraid, like even riding my
Potholes.
motorcycle down Lakeshore Drive because I was like, oh, there's so many. Like it was uneven.
You know, the hard part is Mother Nature crushed it. I mean, literally, our city was underwater, and that's something you know, maybe they should have been more prepared for it.
They literally reversed the river again and let it back out into the lake.
But
That is insane.
But I still look at it and say, you know what? I'm part of this city, and you know what? There was absolutely aggravations that I had from that going on. Traffic was a nightmare. Getting around the city, I couldn't show property downtown. Right?
Yep.
There were definitely negative impacts, but I'm looking at it saying, hey, Chicago got some great publicity, got some negative publicity too, but
it got positive publicity from another demographic that is not used to always coming into the city.
Totally. And that's where I look at it and say, did it benefit me anything personally? Not really. But am I going to go out there and say, oh my God, this was terrible and a pain in the ass and this totally ruined my industry? No, I'm going to be happy for the industries that thrived off of it. I'm going to be happy that our city got there. And I'm going to keep putting out that positive energy because the reality is it's not just what about me or what about you. It's if our city thrives, all of our industries thrive in the end.
I actually had this conversation the other day with one of my clients, and he is like, because the new mayor is coming in, and he was just like, he's like, I used to be really positive about the city, and now I'm not. And I'm like, the city is still thriving. This is the one thing that you don't realize. Yes, you're going to have those negative things, but is it actually personally impacting you? Like, that's the one big thing. But then I'm like, we are advocates for our city. What we spread is what everyone is going to look at. And so, I'm with you. I'm like, I love the city. I'm never going to move. There's so many different positive things.
Well, that's the thing. You and I talk so much about it because, right? New mayor, as you brought up, I got a lot of calls to say, oh my God, how is this going to impact real estate? And I'm not, I don't like this and this and that. This is every election we have. This is every time we have taxes go up. This is every interest rate hike. Like, we get very overwhelmed with how it's going to have this huge crushing impact on what we do. And the reality is the majority of people really like living here. And so we figure out ways to make it work. Yeah. Is everything going to be in what feels like our best interest? No. But if you love the city and you love promoting it and you love the lifestyle that you have in it, you're going to figure ways out to keep going, which is exactly what we do.
There's no other city like Chicago.
You and I are biased to it. I hate the cold of it, but I love the city, which is why I keep staying here and I keep figuring it out.
Yeah.
And I keep investing in more long underwear.